Good morning, dudes. How is it going? I thought I might just do like a vlog type thingy because I don't really have anything else ready for you. And I just got back from my. By the way, what's going on with days? Here we go. That's more like it. I don't want to hide. Like, who wants to miss out on this? Anyways, but we are already getting weird. So I just got back from my. It wasn't really a job interview. Like, first of all, it isn't like a job. It's an internship. And it wasn't really an interview. It was more like a work day with an interview towards the end of it. So, yeah, let me just tell you about it, right? I also want to talk about the sponsorships for just 1 second. Let's actually do that first, okay? Just so we get that out of the way. I had a discussion with Bob last night, and he was like, I kind of want to sponsor one of your episodes. I'm like, sure, go for it. And he was like, how about I just make you buy Refresher on like Naga? And I'm like, not gonna do it. Now let me explain that. First of all, it's silly. It won't work. It's just bad, right? It's just a bad item to get. I'm literally wasting 6,000 gold if I were to do that. Now, honestly, I for one don't see the humor in that. Because if you think about it, like, what does it add to the game? How does it make it entertaining? It just doesn't, right? Like, what can I do? I can cast an ultimate and I can cast another ultimate. That's not funny. It would be funny on a hero like Outward Devourer, maybe. Like, you sometimes see, like, freaking refresh on him. Or maybe, I don't know. It's just not that great of an item, right? It doesn't work on a lot of heroes. It's really expensive. It's a really rare thing. And if you make me rush it, you're basically saying, I want you to be useless for most of the game, unless you just entirely stomp it. That's what you're saying. And as a result, it's just not the fun proposition. It's just not. It just doesn't make for a fun video. Especially considering I don't really have that much time to record like 10. And try over and over again. I can record 1, maybe 2. So, let me just get this out there. As for items, right? I feel like there's very little you can do. And the best you can do with a sponsorship for items, and you just want to see some specific items, in my honest opinion, is to kind of make me build something that's maybe a little unconventional, right? And you just kind of want to see it in action, but you know it's gonna be at least decent. Doesn't need to be amazing, it just needs to make sense, right? I don't always build amazing items. I build armor like every hero, but it just needs to be decent. And it needs to be fun, right? Ask yourself, does it make for a fun video? Does making me build no boots on a hero make for a fun video? I don't think so. I think that's actually a really silly idea that's not fun at all. So yeah. Outside of that, we actually had like 2 more sponsorships coming in. One of them was like, hey, I gave you like the money, but I didn't send the message properly, right? So keep in mind that there's a message field on the PayPal page. Like, it's pretty simple. And the other thing is, right, that was another guy that was like, hey, there's this website that gives you a random item build. And I'm like, come on. Like, I did the IO thing because it was the first time, right? And I thought it was kind of funny. Because it might just work. But as you can clearly tell, like, it didn't. And in the end, we probably lost because of it. Because I didn't get something that was a little more efficient. Right? And as a result, it's just not that great, is it? That game could have been more entertaining if only I had gotten good items, because in that case, we could have won. Right? So, if you want to do a sponsorship, I recommend a few things. Make me play a hero. That's cool, we can get that done. I don't care. I'm gonna play any hero. I'm not gonna play Orpik, but as soon as I get the opportunity to play a hero, I'm gonna pick it. Create a nice team that works. I can make my entire team pick your lineup. No problem. Make up a sweet strategy that you thought would be funny. That sounds like a great idea. I can make that work. Promote something. Make me read something idiotic. Make me do something stupid in the video. Being like at the start of the video, like, I don't know, dancing. Nah, right? Anything along those lines. That's just what I wanted to say about it. Okay, let's talk about my day. My day! How was my day? It was okay. I thought it went well. So right now I of course don't know whether or not they want me. But it basically went down like this. I woke up at 7 a.m. which is okay, right? Took the train and bus to get to the city. And I was there at, like 5 minutes early. I was supposed to be there at 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Sorry, 9 a.m. Was there at 8:55. I thought I was on time. Now that's where it kind of was a little weird, let me be honest, because I originally talked to somebody on the phone, right? And she was like, "Well, I'm just gonna be at the door. I'm gonna be waiting for you, okay? And I'm gonna explain everything that you got to do, and then yeah, we are good to go." I was like, "Sure, that sounds sweet, right? I just need some instructions, and I'm good to go. Like, tell me what to do, and I'm gonna get it done. That's how I roll." And what happened? Well, first thing is nobody at the door. So I'm just like, okay, let me just, hello, is anybody here? And there was this one guy, and I was like, yeah, hello, how's it going? And then I just talked to him a little bit, and he was like, yeah, you just go back there, right there's a seat. Take a seat over there, just take a bunch of these newspapers and look for stories, right? And then we're gonna have our little discussion at like, what is it called? 9:30, and then I'm gonna give you some further instruction. And then this, not to him, but a certain other woman is gonna give me some further instruction. And so I just sat there and read the newspaper, looked for some stories. Then they had their little round table, right? And I was like, okay. I talked a little bit, not too much, because I wasn't sure whether or not any of my topics were any good. Mostly because, well, I don't know if they covered them already. And yeah, so then that certain woman gave me like a bunch of papers, and I'm like, okay, so these are my instructions. And so I read through them, and there's like a page of basically research work, which I managed to get done entirely, except for like 3 pictures. I didn't know who those people were. I just didn't. I'm not really that into German politics, right? I like international politics. I'm really into that. And I very much keep up with it all the time. But like national shit, I don't really care that much, right? I care enough to look the shit up I need to know before I go vote. But outside of that, nah, not really that interested. Because if I can't vote for it, what's the point of knowing? Nah, that's a dumb attitude, but I just don't really care for it that much. It's probably gonna like, I'm probably gonna start caring sometime soon, right? In the future, it's probably gonna happen. But right now, it's just not the case. And yeah, then there was also one part on that little thingy, right? I did pretty much everything there was on there. I just did it all, and I thought I did really well. Like, I got all the research done. I knew everything there was to know. And even from some pictures, like, they were just pictures of people, and I was like, well, who the hell is that? So let me actually explain you like how I figured out who one of those guys was, because there was like some kind of politician. I was like, I don't know that guy. Let me take a look at this picture. I was just took a closer look, and I noticed something. There was a little tiny bit of what is it called? I don't know. There was a little bit of text, right? Just a tiny little bit of text. And so I was like, okay, let me Google that text. So I did. And I just continued researching like everything related to that text until I finally found the guy. And then I was like, okay, shit is going down. And so I got all the details I could on him, which was kind of cute. Sadly enough, it didn't matter because, well, nobody cared about it, but so be it. Another thing I did is I was told to just take this microphone, right? So I got myself a microphone. Oh, wait, give me a second. I shall be right back. Don't worry. I'm here. Hello. So they gave me the microphone, right? Not a microphone like this. This is a studio microphone. This is not like an outside microphone. They gave me an outside microphone, and they were like, yeah, you just go onto the street. We're gonna give you a topic, right? And you just talk to people and interview them. Get to try to get a few answers, and then afterwards you're gonna create like a 30-second snippet that, if it's good, we're gonna just air it. We're just gonna use it, right? And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. So I went outside and I talked to a few people, and yeah, so I thought that went really well. And afterwards, I created that little thingy, and I thought it was great. And then like I had it like at 30 seconds, right? And then one of them came around and was like, oh, let me take a look at him. And that was the one dude like I talked to all the time. He was basically the one guiding me through it. He wasn't responsible for it at all. He was also an intern, right? He wasn't responsible. Well, he did it anyway, so that was kind of nice for me. And I talked to him and he was like, yeah, let me actually just chill for a second. Let me take a look. And so he did. And he was like, here, let's take that out and take that out and take that out. And then after he was done with that, it was 22 seconds. And he was like, this is really nice. And I listened to it. This is really nice. So I thought I did really well on that. And afterwards, there was like a little part where I was supposed to just like find people in the office and interview them. And so I did. And yeah. So that's when my day kind of came to an end. And then the woman that I originally talked to that told me that she was gonna like wait for me at the beginning of the day, finally got around to talk to me. And she was like, well, how's it going, right? And she was like, well, we gonna be kind of sorry, I kind of skipped the first part of the day where we were supposed to do our interview. We're just gonna do it now. And so I did. I told her everything, like why I want to do radio and shit like that. And yeah. But then came up with a little bit of something that I thought was just complete bullshit, let me be honest. Where she was like, well, how are our show hosts, like radio hosts, called? And I'm like, I don't know. You guys know I suck with names, right? I play Dota all day, every day. I've uploaded like 1,000 Dota videos. And I still sometimes forget the name of the game. Names are just not my thing, right? Whenever I play any hero in any game, I always forget the name of it. I just can't remember names properly. There's something wrong with my brain. I'm usually a pretty smart guy, but with names, it's just... I can't remember names at all. And so she was like, and then she was like, well, you should really know that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. And yeah, that wasn't too great. And then she also kind of criticized the fact that I didn't figure out who these three people were, which, whatever. So let me actually be honest. And those two things seem to be the only things she criticized, really. Outside of that, I thought it went really well. And then there was this one part though, like that was really, I just thought that was shitty, right? I'm hoping they don't hold it against me because I don't think I'm at fault. But what happened was basically on these sheets of paper they gave me, right, where all of my tasks were written on, there was one task that was like, take these articles, these news articles, and write them into like an audio format. Make them a 30-second audio clip in written form for the news show. And it also said, we are gonna give these articles to you. And I read that and was like, well, I guess I'm gonna do that later, because so far nobody has given me any articles, right? Nobody did. And then I was like, then I talked to the guy and was like, did I articles? And he was like, you're gonna get those, right? And so what then happened is that I talked to her, right, at the end of the day, and at the end of the day, and she was like, well, where are these 30-second snippets? And I'm like, nobody gave me the articles, right? And I was busy all day. I've been doing stuff all the time. I had little breaks of like 2 minutes at a time, and outside of that, I was pretty much busy. And she was like, well, you got the articles though. And then she just kind of goes through the sheets of paper. And what's the end of it? It was just like these 3 shitty pieces of paper, right? Shitty pieces of, not just regular pieces. Look, wait. This right here, this is a piece of paper that's nice. Right? This is Call of Cthulhu, which I'm practicing so I can read it to you. However, this is a nice piece of paper. Everybody knows what it's about. It's not that difficult. Where is it? Let me just go ahead and get you a shitty piece of paper. No, not that. Where is it? No. This is a shitty piece of paper. Okay? This is a shitty piece of paper. Now you may guess once. Like, fucking hell. Come on, I thought these were just supposed to be written on. I didn't think that I was supposed to read them. And so I didn't, alright? And she was like, well, you were, like, I'm sure she told you. I'm like, no. That specific woman that we mentioned earlier on, who was supposed to instruct me and all of those things, never talked to me outside of giving me those papers. And I was like, oh, God, fucking And so I kind of like worked overtime for like 2 hours and got that shit done, right? And I was like, okay, here you go, take that. And she was like, okay, we're done here. And then I went home. So we're currently waiting for like a response. It's gonna take like 1 to 2 weeks. I thought it went kind of well, but yeah. So that's it. One nice thing though is my cat, my fat, disgusting, hateful cat. As soon as I got home, I walked up here, right, and I just like just got to put on pajama pants because those like really comfortable. And he was just here, and he was like, he looked at me. You could clearly tell he was waiting for me. That was so nice. That made me so happy, right? He was clearly waiting for me, and I didn't. I just put on my pants and left again because I wanted to cook myself something. And as soon as I got back up again, and he noticed that I was gonna stick around, he just started purring. He didn't even come over to like cuddle with me. He didn't even care for that. He just kind of sat there, looked at me for a bit, purred a bit, and then went to sleep again. Oh, that was really nice. Man. I don't get why people are like, well, cats don't really serve a cat is not supposed to serve a purpose outside of being just a little sponge of love. And then people are like, but she doesn't really love you. Yes. I actually really like one analogy. I don't know if I heard it somewhere or I just made it up myself. Like, I genuinely don't remember. But it's like, I always feel like the whole dog-cat comparison is like, it's like with girls, right? It's like there are easy girls and difficult girls. Right? A dog is an easy girl. That doesn't mean that it's the worst girl. It could be the greatest fucking girl in the world for you. And cats usually are difficult ones. You need to really work for them to love you. Both cases could be the best fucking thing in the world for you. But to me, I like my cats. I had them for a very long time. However, I don't know if I would like a dog. I don't have anything against dogs. In fact, I like dogs. I don't know if I would like having one though, because they require a lot of attention. While cats are just kind of like, we're fine, right? Like he literally did. He left already. He was just like, hey, how is it? And he was like, you're here again. And then he left. And I'm like, okay, goodbye, cat. Oh man. So yeah. I think we're done here. I'm gonna go record some Dota now. That's pretty late, but I'm sure I can get you to get something nice for tomorrow. And well, goodbye everybody.